Okichi Manito, Kialap Tonayan, Bindabinan, and the Cashon. Waki Lachayan, Kamilan, Pmauso Wakan, Wamapama Kamiak, Binduinan, El Junkshi Sina, Wak Jau Sina. Laminan, Bum.
Anishik, Wamani Alangumak, and welcome everybody to the traditional territory of the Lenape and the Haudenosaunee and the Anishinaabe. We gather here today to celebrate together, to celebrate the vision of a sculptor who put together this great artwork and aptly naming it the place of many grasses. So that in honoring the past, we're also looking forward to the future. And we're looking forward to how life was meant to be lived on Turtle Island.
The reason I changed from honoring Tecumseh alone, but to honor all First Nations people, is I had a suspicion, which has since been validated, that he himself didn't do anything for the sake of honor or anything else. He was fighting for a cause which was at its very basis to protect the earth. For me, this is a hugely historic moment. And the reason is that this piece, in spite of anything I've done, this piece itself will be here for many generations. So what I wanted to do is symbolically suggest that in each of these unique grasses there was a suggestion that there were many different languages, many histories, and many cultures, all of them of importance. So when you look at each of these grasses, they're all growing at different rates, they're all doing different things, and they're all wonderful. That path, as some of you already know and perhaps is explained, represents the promise between the two cultures, in that case the Dutch and the First Nations people, that they would live together and they would travel, in a sense, through life together as equals, each having their own boat, their own life, but in a respectful and caring and useful way. And history tells us, if you look at it, that didn't ever happen. But the reality is, and that is kind of in a lot of the messages that you read here from the leaders, that it is not too late. It is time to honor Guswenta, to honor the Two Rose Wampum Belt, and again, travel together, recognize that we prosper together, but we need to allow people to be who they are, and we are incredibly richer for it. That the word wisdom, for me, signifies perhaps the single thing of all that was lost when people said to First Nations people, "You cannot dance." And I created a place where perhaps they would dance, and they did that today. I created a place that I hope they would sing again, because that's how they pass on wisdom. And some of that happened today.
When I first heard of the project, I compared notes with Gordon. He had a dream. I was quite surprised about the dream because I had a similar dream years earlier, so I wrote it down and sent it to him. It was a picture of darkness and kind of rough terrain, little hills and mountains made out of stone and very hard, sort of like the formation of the new land in Hawaii. And then in it was a trail like that. And that trail went up to another hillside, and on top of the hillside was a huge cornucopia, a huge thing made out of basket work, it seemed, round and pointing back towards this area where I was standing. And out of that came all these people of different colors. Hundreds of them, and then thousands of many different people of many different heritages and backgrounds, and were coming together in this place.
We're trying to get back to what the sculpture has laid out here. That original agreement for us to be able to coexist together and live together, to be able to find that peace and harmony again so that we can all flourish together and that we can all walk that path together.
And when I dreamed about it, I saw these really tall grasses in my dream, and at first I confused them with cattails or bulrushes, but then I see these grasses around. And it all makes sense to me. I think that's what I was seeing. My great-great-great-grandfather had been friends with Tecumseh and had helped him and was at the spot of Moravian Town and had seen him fall when that fatal shot struck him. I don't think he wanted to kill another man or another person for the sake of our survival. But at that time it was very difficult not to survive without entering into a state of war of some sort, so that our people could continue to live on this land and to eat, have shelter, just those very basic things.
All the captains from the different First Nations in this area and the Ohio Valley and also the Great Lakes, they were hunters, warriors, and they had such a great leader, Tecumseh, the shooting star or the leaping panther. So it's really nice to have a day like this to honor Tecumseh and all his captains that fought in this important war, because it did save Canada.
Tecumseh himself said, "Let us form one body and one heart." And it is an honor to be here. May you be blessed. Miigwech.
And a place of many grasses is a place of gathering, a place of unity. And it is here where we renew our nation-to-nation relationships.
As the bench says, never forget your culture.
Indigenous people in this country and all of the Americas on this continent have always welcomed the strangers who came to our shores.
There are so many connections to First Nations people. We promised a long time ago to be brothers.
We make justifications for how we live on the planet without looking at the ramifications of what we do to each other. We're a culture of dreamers and artists and musicians. We all have stories. We all have songs. We all have those things that define our family one from another. It's time to learn how to become a human being. See, when you grow and know the story of struggle and strife and hardship and what it took your ancestors to make you possible today, then you become a human being. Otherwise, you remain a child, careless, unknowing.
To everyone who visits this place, never forget your culture.